Hello, folks, and welcome to another episode of the Cubs Line podcast. I'm Ryan Dunleavy,
And I'm Ron Zelinsky.
and today the Cubs with a huge series win in Tampa Bay, 6-2 win. Colin Ray got the win on the mound. Nico Horner went 3 for 5 with a home run and a double. Michael Conforto with a bases clearing double with the bases loaded. Just a great overall game today and a great bounce back from the series. Cubs are now at 500 at 6-6 and 2 games back of first place. Ryan, I mean, how big of a momentum changer was this series in Tampa and specifically these last 2 games?
It was big because after losing Monday, dropping to 4-6, a lot of negative vibes, with Boyd going on the IL. I believe that day was when we found out about Cade Horton, or maybe after the game, I can't remember. But um, the offense was also a big problem, and for them to put up 9 yesterday, 6 today. A lot of positives to take away from this series. Back at 500, and hopefully they can get a series win this weekend and get over 500. But yeah, big wins today and yesterday. So get a series win on the road.
Yeah, I mean, before that, we get into these games recaps. Like, what a big loss, Cade Horton. I mean, he was the Cubs' ace. The season he had last year was unreal. He started off the year really hot, and I know I was watching this game, and as soon as I heard he came off the mound with tears in his eye and he had forearm pain, like I knew it wasn't good. But this is like a huge loss for the Cubs. I honestly don't know how you fill the shoes of Cade Horton, like just what he brings to this team, and hoping Cade gets better in the near future, and just praying for his recovery and everything right now.
Yeah, I mean, to you're thinking about replacing him. You don't, right? You need to bring a guy into the back end of the rotation, then someone else needs to step up. I mean, we've seen Cabrera in his two starts be very solid. Had a no hitter going until Conforto very poorly played that ball in the outfield. That was pretty bad, but he's been dealing, so hopefully he can step up. I mean, again, probably not going to get to the level of Cade Horton, but I mean, you just worry about Cade Horton's health because he hasn't been able to stay healthy. He got hurt last year, was missed the playoffs, and then I believe he had, was it Tommy John in college? He had Tommy John in college, and now um, another big surgery, putting him out for the year after pitching an inning this season. So, you worry about him being prone to injury, but yeah, I just wish for a speedy and good recovery and have him back for the 2027 season.
Yeah, so what I'm thinking is probably Colin Ray or Javier Assad will take his spot in the rotation. I wouldn't be surprised at all if the Cubs do bring in Lucas Giolito. I think that is a solid replacement. Giolito was 11-4 last year, around a 3 ERA. He's very solid. He's been training at UIC, which is obviously right by Wrigley, so I feel like that'd be a perfect fit, and I think the Cubs can sign him on a 1 year MLB contract, and I feel like that'd work out.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate that at all. Bring him in, just to add another arm because obviously with Boyd out too, and Steele also being out. Even I mean, he's going to be back soon, but still, it's just tough to see guys going down right now. And I would not hate the Giolito signing at all. And I think the Cubs should go after. I mean, obviously, you offer him a contract, he's taking it. So, yeah, I mean, let's see if they can make that move because I mean, I'd love that move.
Yeah, and then before we get into the recap, just one last question about the Cade Horton thing. Does this kind of lower your expectations for the season because of Cade Horton going down with injury?
No, honestly, no, because you lose a guy like that, it sucks. But like, I mean, obviously didn't play as big of a role as Cade Horton, but like, I mean, Schwarber in 2016 tore his ACL in like the third game, and then they were still able to go. And obviously, we saw what happened. But I mean, obviously he didn't play as big of a role, but um, yeah, I don't think it lowers my expectations at all because I still think that again, you bring a guy in like Giolito and someone else steps up. That's the things that have to happen on a championship team. So I don't think that lowers my expectations one bit.
Yeah, and the way that Colin Ray and Javier Assad stepped up was very good. Like, I mean, we did a show on Friday. Ray pitched very well for coming in, not knowing he had to pitch that length and getting a 5 minute warm up. Really, like uncharacteristic for a bullpen pitcher. So love to see that from Colin Ray. And then Javier Assad came out Tuesday, shoved. I think he only gave up one hit, no runs, 5.2 innings. Like he just looked unreal. I know the Rays aren't the best team, but like some big
Still to
bats in
pitch
that
like
lineup.
that, yeah.
And then Colin Ray, rubber match today. He goes out there, gets the win. I mean, just unreal stuff from Javier Assad and Colin Ray. Those two single handedly won the Cubs a series.
Yeah, 100%.
So now we'll get into a game one recap of this series. Cubs dropped it 6-4. I'm not gonna lie, this was a tough one to win. The atmosphere in the Trop was unreal. Like this was the first game in however many years since the hurricane took out the Trop, and it was really cool to see as I was at this game. And
Yeah, how was it, by the way? I meant to ask.
I mean, just the atmosphere was electric. It was very cool. The first responders and all the people that helped with it, they like had the flag in the outfield for the national anthem. Just like the video, seeing just like the process that they had to go through and the news from when it broke and just building it back up. I mean, it was emotional as a baseball fan, really heartfelt. I know a lot of the Tampa fans were getting emotional over that, and it was just really cool to see the Trop. I know people kind of hate on the stadium, but just to see it back in baseball back in Tampa Bay was very cool.
Yeah, that I mean that makes sense. Like for that for for you to witness the first game at the Trop since that tragedy, like that's I mean that's something special.
Yeah, it was very cool. I got commemorative shirt that has like Cubs logo versus Rays opening day and the date. So that'll be something to hold on to. So we'll get into this recap. I kind of knew this was going to be a tough one for the Cubs, just the atmosphere. Shane McClanahan on the bump. Nico Horner struck out to lead off this game. Alex Bregman flew out, and then Ian Happ worked a walk, and Carson Kelly struck out. Bottom of the first, Yandy Diaz led off the game with a single. And then Jonathan Aranda struck out. Jake Fraley flew out. Excuse me. Matt Shaw made a really nice play on this. And Junior Caminero popped out. Top of the second. This is when McClanahan was very wild. Michael Bush walked on four pitches to start off, and then he got over to second on a wild pitch. Dansby walked on four pitches as well. So it was eight pitches. All balls. If I'm Matt Shaw here, all I'm doing is taking like I'm not even swinging at anything. He took a strike early, fouled off a slider, got to a 3-2 count, and then McClanahan threw a slider in the dirt. That would have been ball four. Shaw swings through it, gets a strikeout, and then PCA comes up. I know it's a lefty lefty tough matchup, but I mean, the pitch that he fouled off on the 2-1 and the pitch that he swung at on the 2-2 were both clearly balls. And I mean, that's four walks in a row. Run gets in, McClanahan probably gets pulled if Cubs just have some discipline there. But then Miguel Amaya works a walk. I mean, he did what you got to do, take three pitches, saw one down the middle on the 3-0, saw another ball, walked, and then Mr. Clutch, Nico Horner, smoked a single. He saw a fastball right down the middle, loved it. Hit this ball 103, huge two-run single. Cubs went up 2-0. Bregman popped out. Bottom of the second, Chandler Simpson got a single and stole a bag. Then Nick Fortis struck out, and then Cedric Mullins hit a home run. This ball was hit 367 feet, 104 off the bat. This ball was like 5 seats over from me. I showed Ryan the clip. Like you can see me in it when Mullins hit this. Couldn't really make a play on it because there were some other guys in the row, but
Should have laid out, man. We got to see
uh,
some effort.
this was probably the closest I've been to a home run in the game. But it was pretty cool, even though it was against the Cubs' first home run back in the Trop. And then Ben Williamson struck out. Taylor Walls hit a double on the line drive to PCA. And then Yandy Diaz hit a single up the middle. Dansby made a good play on it. Bush couldn't make the pick. Dansby threw it in dirt. Diaz got the second on it. Rays went up 3-2. Then Aranda flew out. Ian Happ flew out to Chandler Stevenson or Simpson. Happ smoked this ball. It was 99 off the bat. Simpson made a leaping grab at the wall. Nothing you could do there. And then Carson Kelly almost went yard. 101 off the bat. Warning track to Fraley. He made a nice play. And then Michael Bush, warning track again. Like, you're hitting the ball well. Just three warning track power there. And then in the bottom of the third, Jake Fraley popped out to Bregman, and then Junior Caminero smoked a home run. It was the first pitch. I mean, there's nothing Tyon can do. It was a ball high. Caminero just jumped all over it. 107 off the bat, 401 feet. And then Chandler Simpson flew out to Ian Happ. And then Nick Fortis flew out. Bottom of the fourth, Dansby Swanson struck out. Matt Shaw grounded out. And then PCA grounded out. Bottom of the fourth, Cedric Mullins popped out. Dansby made an unreal play on this, going back in the outfield, making an over the shoulder catch. Ben Williamson grounded out, and then Taylor Walls popped out. I mean, you got McClanahan out of the game after 4 innings, which is huge. Kevin Kelly came in, and then Michael Conforto pinch hit for Miguel Amaya, which I had no clue why Council did this because Amaya was the hottest hitter at the time. He was hitting about 500, saw the ball super well. I don't know why um he did this. What do you think about that?
That I mean, that was stupid. Like I think it's a little too early for the whole matchup type thing, especially with Miggy Amaya being so hot. Like we were talking about on Friday, how Amaya has just been hitting the ball so well, and a lot of the guys weren't, especially Michael Conforto. I mean, I think before this, I did Conforto did have a hit. He had a hit against Cleveland, but like other than that, I mean, he just was not seeing the ball well at all, and yeah, this made no sense.
Yeah, and then Conforto lined out. Nico flew out, and then Bregman struck out. Bottom of the fifth, Diaz flew out. Aranda lined out. Freely grounded out. Top of the sixth, Seymour came in. Ian Happ hit a leadoff double, smoked this ball down the line, and then Carson Kelly. This was kind of awkward. Happ only got to third on it because the outfielders did get a good read on it, but he got down. So runners on second and third. Bush does the job, gets a sac fly, then Dansby strikes out, and that's the one thing you can't do. He swung on a very low changeup, and you just gotta be better here for Dansby Swanson, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen a lot of this from Dansby, just the undisciplined on two strikes, so he's swinging at anything. But yeah, I mean, that's something he's gonna have to clean up, like just his discipline on two strikes, because a lot of the time we see him swing at a lot of pitches that he shouldn't be swinging at.
And then Matt Shaw flew out to center field. This ball smoked 101, just missed it. Bottom of the sixth, Caminero struck out. Simpson flew out. Fortis hit a double, and then Mullins grounded out. Top of the seventh, PCA flew out, hit this ball well, just right to him. And then Dylan Carlson came to the game, hit a solid ball, just right to Fraley, and then Nico Horner popped out. Bottom of the seventh, Williamson leadoff walk. This one, Phil Maton was in the game. Taylor Walls lined out. Yandy Diaz struck out, and then Aranda smoked a home run. 403, 104 off the bat, and then Fraley lined out. I don't know. I'm not a big fan on Phil Maton. I like the pickup in the offseason. He just doesn't seem to have it.
Yeah, I mean, right now he's just seemed to be struggling throwing the ball. I mean, um, obviously it's still early in the year, a lot of time to figure it out. But with the pitching staff so thin as it is now, at least at the starting job or the starting, position, you're gonna need guys to be able to give you some good innings. And right now, I just don't think he's the best option.
Yeah, neither do I. He's been struggling, and big leagues is not the place to sort out your struggles, I'll tell you that much. Top of the eighth inning, Bregman flew out, Happ grounded out, Kelly grounded out. Bottom of the eighth, Riley Martin came in, made his MLB debut, popped out Junior Caminero. Simpson hit a single, and then Fortis grounded out. Really solid debut for Riley Martin. I like what I saw from him. Top of the ninth, Bush grounded out. Swanson struck out. Matt Shaw hit a bomb, 106 off the bat, just a little too late, and then PCA struck out swinging. Rays won this ball game 6-4. Um, I mean, just I mean, I don't really know. Just the bats never woke up. 4 hits, 3 of them were extra base hits. Didn't get guys in, wasn't disciplined, didn't deserve to win this ball game. I mean, that's how you sum it up for me.
Yeah, I mean, you said the whole thing about like the extra base hits. The golden opportunity was the top of the sixth inning with Happ and Kelly, second and third, Bush able to do a job. But then, like you said, like the one thing Dansby can't do is strike out, and he strikes out. But yeah, like we've seen too much of that, right? You have a big opportunity to come through and tie the game or take the lead. And like I said, the six was the golden opportunity, and they weren't able to come through. And I feel like after that, a lot of the hope to win this game kind of left. But yeah, we're just gonna have to see them hit with guys in scoring position. Obviously in the last two games they've been able to do that, but a very frustrating game. I mean, nothing short of that.
Yeah. Now we'll get into the second game, which was a lot better. So for the Rays, it was a last minute start for Mason Englert as Drew Rasmussen's wife went into labor. So Englert got the last minute start, which is a big help for the Cubs. Assad obviously got the start as Matthew Boyd hit the 15-day IL. I assume it's nothing too serious. Boyd's fine. I feel like he'll be back in the next 1 to 2 weeks. So starting off the game, Nico Horner flew out and Michael Busch flew out. Bregman hit a single 97 miles an hour off the bat. Nice to see. And then PCA flew out. Bottom of the first, Yandy Diaz grounded out. Aranda lined out. And then Fraley flew out. Top of the second, Amaya lined out. Mo Baller flew out. And then Dansby hit a two-out double. This ball was smoked down the line. And then Michael Conforto smoked a 1-1 single. This ball was hit 106 off the bat, made it 1-0 Cubs. Really good job by Conforto to jump on this pitch and smoke it in right field. And then Matt Shaw hit a double 95 miles an hour off the bat. This ball was smoked down the line. Conforto scored, made it 2-0. Nico walked, and then Bush flew out. I mean, how good was it to see this? I mean, bottom of the order jump on the Rays early and get 2 runs.
I mean, that's what we need, right? I think we've been talking about this. Like the bottom of the order needs to step up, especially when the guys in the top of the order are slumping. Like Bregman came into this game, I think over his last 13, he was able to break out of that slump. But when the guys up top are struggling, you need the guys in the bottom of the order to come through, delivering big moments. And I mean, we always talk about early leads and let the pitching settle in and win the game. And here you go, right there. So for Conforto and Shaw to get a couple RBIs early in the game, I mean, that's huge.
Yeah, and then the bottom of the second inning, Caminero struck out, Simpson grounded out, and Mullins flew out. Lead off the top of the third, Bregman hit a ground ball down the line for a double, and then PCA hit a single. This ball was hit so hard, Bregman couldn't score on it, and then PCA stole second. The throw got by the shortstop. Bregman came home. PCA went to third. PCA just causing havoc on the base path. You love to see it. And then Miguel Amaya grounded out, and then Mo Baller did a job, put the ball in the air and got a sac fly. Made it 4-0 Cubs, and then Dansby struck out. Bottom of the third, Rays went down 1-2-3. Fortis grounded out. Palacios grounded out, and then Walls flew out. Top of the fourth, Conforto flew out. Matt Shaw struck out, and then Nico hit a single on a line drive. This ball was smoked, and then that'd be it for Englert as Sulcer came in for the lefty lefty. Nico stole second, and then Bushy struck out. Bottom of the fourth, Rays went down 1-2-3 again. Diaz popped out, Aranda grounded out, and then Fraley grounded out. Top of the fifth inning, Raggy went 3 for 3 early as he smoked a ground ball to center field, leadoff single, and then PCA grounded into a force out, beat out a double play, and then got caught stealing at second, and then Amaya struck out. Bottom of the fifth, Caminero walked. Simpson singled, so some early trouble, but then Assad gets out of it with a strikeout to Mullins, and then Fortis double play. Really good job getting out of this jam by Javier Assad. And then top of the sixth inning, Mo Baller hit a leadoff single. Dansby flew out, and then Mo Baller got to second on a wild pitch. Conforto walked. Shaw hit a single. This ball was hit so hard that Mo Baller couldn't score on it, so bases were loaded for Nico. Nico grounded into a force out. They got the out at second. Run came in 5-0. And then Bush just missed a home run, flew out to right field. Um, Baseball guys have been having their way with Michael Bush as of late. He's been hitting the ball well, but just can't buy a hit. And then bottom of the sixth, Palacios walked. Assad struck out Walls, and then Diaz flew out. That'd be it for Assad as Milner came in for this little lefty spout in the Rays lineup. Aranda hit a single, so runners were on first and third. And then Milner got a line out for Velade as he came in to pinch hit for Fraley. And then Top of the seventh, Yandris Gomez came to the game. Bregman flew out. Vlade made a really nice play on it. And then PCA hit his first homer of the season, 389. 108 off the bat. Love to see it. PCA turned on this ball, no doubter. And then Amaya popped out, and Mo Baller flew out. Bottom of the seventh, Caminero grounded out, and then Simpson hit a single. Mullins got into a force out, and then Fortis flew out. Nice work from Hobie Milner. He's been pitching very well as of late. Top of the eighth, Dansby hit a single and then stole second. Conforto walked. Shaw struck out, and then Nico hit a single. Dansby scored. Conforto went to second. Bushy flew out, and then Bregman popped out. Bottom of the eighth, Phil Matten came in, struggled again. Palacios hit a single. Walls flew out. Diaz got hit by a pitch, and then Aranda hit a double. I thought this ball was gone, but Aranda got a double out of it. Runners on second and third, and then Vlade lined one off of Maton, made it 7-2, and then Maton struck out Caminero. Thielbar came into the game, got a ground out on the first pitch. Top of the ninth, the Rays weren't very aware Caminero was playing deep on PCA, so he just laid down a little bunt down the line. Love to see that. Amaya popped out, and then PCA got to second on a wild pitch. Mo Baller went yard for his first on the season. Another no doubter. He's just got such a beautiful swing off the bat. 106, 379 feet. Dansby flew out. Conforto hit a single, and then Matt Shaw flew out. Bottom of
And
the ninth.
on this AB on the third pitch, we had a little moon landing on live television. That was pretty cool. Um, pretty interesting sight to see. It was pretty cool.
Yeah, it was pretty funny. It was right by my seat, like 5 rows down, maybe. I didn't see the moon landing, but I saw the guy wipe out. Yeah, that was a sight to see, safe to say. Bottom of the ninth, Webb walked Mullins. Fortis popped out. Palacio struck out. Walls grounded out. Cubs win this ball game 9-2. I felt like this was a complete team win and probably the most complete game they've played all year.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is the best one of the year, best game of the year by far. Guys, all over the order we're delivering. The pitching, obviously, as you saw, Assad with an unbelievable start, and then the bullpen came in to lock it down. I mean, obviously, it wasn't a 1 run or 2 run game, but yeah, I mean, complete game, complete team win, and like I said, the best game of the year.
Yeah. Cubs 16 hits. Bregman, PCA with 3 hits. Um, Mo Baller, Swanson, Conforto, Shaw, Horner, all with 2 hits. Maya and Bush were the only guys without hits, but Amaya was kind of carrying the offense on the back for a little bit, so can't blame him on that. Assad gets the win on the mound, 5 2/3 of an inning, 1 hit, no runs, 2 walks, 3 strikeouts. I mean, what a debut for Javier Assad in the 2026 season.
Yeah, when you needed him to come through, he came through. So good job by Assad, and kind of making it interesting who's gonna take that last role in the rotation.
Yeah, and then Ryan, I'll hand it over to you to recap game 3.
Yeah, so today the Cubs win the ball game 6-2. They win the series. They take the rubber match in Tampa. They move to 6-6. The 6-6. The Rays drop to 5-7. An early start here from the offense. Nico Horner leads off the game with a bomb to left field, his first homer on the year. I mean, good to see Nico getting his first homer this early into the year. Like last year, I think we waited till like July, but yeah, good for Nico. I mean, if we can start to get a couple bombs out of Nico, I mean, look out for NL MVP, But yeah, so Nico leads off the game, 6 pitch AB, ends up with a sweeper. I mean, almost middle, takes it to left, and gets the ball rolling here. Bush grounded out again. I mean, he's in a little bit of a slump right now. I'm sure he'll break out of it though. Bregman struck out, and then PCA struck out. Bottom of the first, Aranda with a one-out single. That's all that comes from that inning for the Rays. Top of the second, Cubs go down 1-2-3. Bottom of the second, Rays go down 1-2-3. Top of the third, Conforto leads off the inning with a ground out. Shaw works a walk. Nico flies out to right, and then Shaw was caught stealing, and then that ended the inning. In the third, DeLuca with a leadoff single. Walls grounds out to first, and then DeLuca able to get to third after he stole second during that AB. Diaz was hit by a pitch. Aranda hits a sac fly to left, ties this game up at one, and then that is all that came of that inning. Top of the fourth, Cubs go down 1-2-3. Bottom of the fourth, Fiducci with a walk with two outs, and then that's all that came from that inning. Top of the fifth, big inning here from the Cubs. Kelly leads off the inning with a double after he was hit by a pitch, and then they overruled it. They said hit the bat first. He ends up with a double, so I mean, would love to see that foul ball call. You'd rather have the double than the hit by pitch. Mo Baller works a walk. Swanson works a walk, so bases loaded, nobody out. And then Michael Conforto, an absolute bomb to center field. I thought this was a grand slam. Almost gets out. Ball hit the fielder's glove. I mean, that was a tough play. He's running to the wall. I believe it hit his glove, and then like he hit the wall. I mean, like a second, not even a second, like a half a second later, like you can't even blame him for not making the catch. Shaw pops out, and then Nico scores Conforto with a double to right field. Nico then scores on an error. It was a bad throw by Fiducia, throwing into right field. Nico goes from second to home, and then Breggy strikes out. PCA flies out. So Cubs up 6-1 after that inning. And then the bottom of the fifth, the Rays go down 1-2-3. Carson Kelly with a infield single to short to lead off this inning, and then the Cubs unable to do anything. Mo Baller pop out, and then Dansby and Conforto strikeout. Bottom of the sixth, Cubs go down one, or sorry, the Rays go down 1-2-3. Top of the seventh, Cubs go down 1-2-3. Bottom of the seventh, Rays go down 1-2-3. Top of the eighth, Bregman with a leadoff walk. PCA rips the ground ball right to the second baseman, and then it ends up a double play. Kelly then flies out to end that inning. Bottom of the eighth, Jonathan Aranda with a leadoff single. Then he gets the second on a wild pitch by Ben Brown, and then Fraley able to bring him in with a single. He then gets the second on the throw, and then Caminero strikes out to end that inning. Top of the ninth, Mo Baller with a leadoff single. Dansby grounds into a fielder's choice. Mo Baller out at second, but Dansby beat the throw out. Conforto strikes out, and then Matt Shaw with a single gets Dansby to third, and then Nico flies out to right. Nico had a pretty solid day today, obviously, with the homer, but and then the double. On the bottom of the ninth, Simpson singles to left. He then steals second, not really trying to get him there. They were just trying to get out of the inning. Then he steals third. Interesting call there. Kelly throws him out, so nice heads up play there. And then Williamson grounds out, and then Fiducia strikes out to end this game. The Cubs win 6-2. Colin Ray goes 5 innings, 2 hit ball, gave up 1 run, 2 strikeouts, 2 walks. So a pretty solid start from him. I mean, what were your thoughts on today's game? Obviously, huge to pick up the series W.
Yeah, I didn't watch much of it, but I liked what I saw. I liked Colin Ray's performance. He did what he needed to do. 5 innings of 1 run ball. If you do that, you're gonna win ball games. Kobe Milner's been very underrated for the Cubs. He's done a great job of filling these lefty-lefty matchups, and I feel like he's slowly getting into Craig Counsell's very low number, but his circle of trust. I mean, the only guys who really putting that now, in my opinion, are Palencia and Bar, but I think Milner's starting to creep in there. Um, Ben Brown looked solid again, and then it was nice to see Hunter Harvey kind of bounce back after a couple rough outings. Nico, I think he should be your everyday leadoff hitter. I think that's clear to me, no matter if it's a righty or a lefty. I mean, all the guy does is get on base and hit 3 for 5 again. So glad he's a Cub for life. And good to see Carson Kelly bounce back. And Mo Baller, he hasn't been getting some of the luck as of late, but once he starts connecting, there's going to be no stopping him.
Yeah, I agree. So, do you want to jump into the preview here for this next series against the Pirates?
Yeah, I'd love to. So off day, well deserved for the Cubs tomorrow, and then game 1 is Friday, 1:20 Central Time at Wrigley. On the bump for the Cubs is Shota Imanaga. In 2 games on the season, he is 0-1 with a 4.5 ERA and 10 innings pitched, 11 strikeouts with a 1.2 whip. And then for the Pirates, it is Carmen Milodzinski. I'm sorry if I butchered that last name. In two games,
Lobzinski, maybe we'll go with that. I don't
yeah,
know.
we'll go with that. In two games, he's 0-0 with a 4 ERA and 9 innings pitched, 13 strikeouts with a 1.56 whip. And then game two, 120 start on Saturday. For the Pirates, it is Braxton Ashcraft. In two games on the season, he is 1-1 with a 2.25 ERA. In 12 innings pitched, he has 11 strikeouts with a 1 whip. And for the Cubs, it is Edward Cabrera. In two games on the year, he is 1-0 with a 0 ERA and 11.2 innings pitched. He has 9 strikeouts with a .69 whip, as he's been unhittable to start the year. And then in the final game of the series for the Cubs, it's going to be a tough task, as the Pirates have young phenom Bubba Chandler on the mound for them. As in two games, he's 0-1 with a 3.12 ERA and 8.2 innings pitched. He has 10 strikeouts with a 1.73 whip. No, the numbers don't sound great, but this guy's throwing 102, 103, and one of the nastiest pitchers in the minor leagues over the past couple of years. And for the Cubs, it is Jameson Taillon in two games. He is 0-1 with a 2.53 ERA and 10 2/3 of innings pitched. He has 7 strikeouts with a 1.22 whip. He's been really good, honestly, after a rough spring training, so I love to see that. We haven't really talked about that a lot. So, Rye, what are your keys to winning this series for the Cubs?
I mean, keep the offense going how it has been. I mean, you're not asking for 9 runs a game, obviously, but if you can get 5, 6, I think you're in pretty good shape. Obviously, the pitching matchups are in your favor. We've seen honestly how bad the Pirates outfield has been. If you could hit some balls into the gaps, I mean, I have a great feeling that you're getting doubles and triples out of it. I mean, you've seen how bad O'Neal Cruz has been in center, and just how bad their outfield has been. So if you can get some balls into the gap, they've been misplaying a ton. So put some balls in the gap, you're getting doubles and triples out of them. So, I mean, keep the offense how it's going, and I think you've got some really favorable pitching matchups. So, I think you can definitely sweep here, but my prediction is 2 out of 3. But I definitely would not be shocked if they get 3.
Yeah, my keys is you got to win game one of the series. I don't know if they've won game one of the series all year this year.
The Angels,
That was their one.
yeah,
They're
that's it though.
they're 1 for 4 right now on winning game one, and that's something that you got to start doing. That's got to be a habit. Got to take advantage of it, especially when it's a Friday at 1:20 at Wrigley. Um, And then I don't think the Pirates have a great bullpen really or much pitching depth. So if you can get the starter out of the game early, I think you should be fine. So get to their bullpen, and then Seiya Suzuki's back. He's gonna bring a big spark to this lineup. And I mean, how big is it getting Seiya back?
I mean, that's really huge, especially because you're getting the offense. They're starting to find themselves right now. Again, they put up 9. Um, the other day they put up 6 today. Like with him now, you add that spark. I mean, I don't. I'd hope that he comes out and just hits a bomb. Gets the crowd going. But you're not expecting him to go 4 for 4 every night. But to just bring him back, bring another big bat to the lineup, I think it's huge, especially right now because they're starting to find themselves on offense. So huge, huge, huge that he's back.
Yeah, it is really big getting Seiya back. It seems like he had a good rehab stint in Double A. So, who do you think goes down or gets DFA'd now with Seiya back?
I mean, unfortunately, I think Dylan Carlson is probably going to get DFA'd, but I don't think it should happen. But just since Conforto has had a couple hits, this last series, I think it might be Dylan Carlson that gets DFA'd. Do you agree, or do you think they go elsewhere?
I would go Dylan Carlson just because Conforto's been playing well. I don't think Conforto is going to play a lot. I think Dylan Carlson would be more valuable to this team, but I think Conforto will stay with the ball club.
And a quick question I have for you too. So now that Say is back, where does Matt Shaw now go?
So I think versus right-handed pitchers, Mo Baller DHs and Seiya plays right, but versus lefties, I think Shaw plays right and Seiya DHs.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Yeah.
And especially with Ian Happ hurt right now, I think Shaw will probably play a good amount of left field.
Yeah, because I mean, we don't. Again, he was available off the bench, but like, I mean, you hope that that doesn't turn into an IL stint. It could, but yeah, I think if Hap's not 100% there, I think there's some days that you'll see Shaw in left.
Yeah, a lot of haters prove right. Cubs 2-0 without him.
Keep it rolling.
Yeah, just don't put Hap in the lineup, I guess. So now
Problem
I'll take a
solved.
look. Take a look around the MLB. Orioles beat the White Sox 5-3 today. Taylor Ward's 4-hit game. The Padres beat the Pirates 8-2. Jake Cronenworth with a bomb. The Guardians beat the Royals 10-2. Angel Martinez hit a grand slam. The Red Sox beat the Brewers 5-0. Sonny Gray with a shutout. The Rangers beat the Mariners 3-0. Mackenzie Gore with 5 scoreless innings. The Blue Jays beat the Dodgers 4-3. Dylan Cease struck out 8 in the 4-3 win. The Rockies beat the Astros 9-1. Lorenzen with his first win of the season. The Giants beat the Phillies 5-0. Rafael Devers with 4 RBIs on the game. The Cardinals beat the Nationals 6-1. Alec Burleson with 3 RBIs. The Braves beat the Angels 8-2. Matt Olson with a bomb. The D-backs beat the Mets 7-2. Corbin Carroll and Ryan Nelson both had big games. And then the Marlins beat the Reds 7-4. Griffin Connie hit a 2-run bomb that took the lead. The Athletics beat the Angels, or excuse me, the Athletics beat the Yankees 3-2. The Athletics put up a run in the ninth inning to push them over the edge. And then the Twins beat the Tigers 8-6. The Twins with a 6-run first inning off of the Tigers. Got Framber Valdez out of there early in his second start as a Tiger. Now I'll take a little look around the standings. The Reds in Milwaukee are tied for the lead in the NL Central with records of 8-4. The Braves lead the NL East with a record of 8-5. The Dodgers lead the NL West with a record of 9-3. The Yankees lead the AL East with a record of 8-3. The Guardians lead the AL Central with a record of 8-5, and then the Rangers lead the AL West with a record of 7-5. So now we will play your guys' favorite MLB Pick'em. So we'll get right into it. Who do you want to start with?
In honor of him being back, let's go Saya.
Love that. Righty righty from Japan. Ooh,
Wow, look at that.
let's go.
I
I
mean, Roki.
Roki. I think he's in the AL, but we can still
Oh,
go.
he's in the AL. Okay, okay.
Yeah, AL West.
AL
Your
West.
starting pitcher. Ooh, AL West starting pitcher from. I know. I'm just gonna try and get the team. We can narrow it down. Oh, it's
Is it Brian Wu?
no. Who's the guy that Brian Wood? Who's the guy the Cubs were trying to sign in the offseason? Signed with the Astros. Amai. Tetsuya
Oh,
Amaya. That's who it is. Yep. And that is your MLB Pickle Player of the Day, Tetsuya Amai. Now we'll play Immaculate Grid. All right. San Diego and Marlins. Ooh,
I got San Diego and Atlanta jerks in Profar.
well, I like that. San Diego and Blue Jays don't cease.
Marlins pot.
Angels and Braves, Jorge Soler.
There we go.
Um,
Sh-
Giants and Blue Jays. It's tough. We got a tough one today. I'm
Is
gonna
there?
see what the most common answers were. For San Diego and Marlins, it was Luis Ariz. For the Giants and Marlins, it was Rob Nen. For the Angels in Miami, it was Jorge Soler. For the Blue Jays in San Diego, Dylan Cease. For the Blue Jays and the Giants, Kevin Gausman. And then for the Blue Jays and the Angels, Vernon Wells. For the Padres and the Braves, Greg Maddux. For the Angels and the Giants, Jack Peterson. And then for the Braves and the Angels, Jorge Soler. Pretty tough ones, I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, only a couple that jumped out.
Yeah. Thank you guys for tuning in to today's episode. Obviously, no episode tomorrow with an off day, but we'll be back Friday recapping that Pirates series. Thank you guys for tuning in to today's episode. Signing off, Ryan Dunleavy.
Ryan Zelinsky.
See you guys next episode.